Take your weapon. Strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete.
Maintaining Kyberll 3 at 6.5milGP, only dark side GLs and crappy ships. I added the crappy ships because that's my particular situation, and it's a handicap. Here you have it, 6.7mil at this particular moment. 3 dark side GLs. My roster is red. I've been playing since 2016. I've been able to get away just farming dark side tunes because it's a game, it's fun, and that's what I want. But as the game is expanding in many areas, I'm finding the need to get some light side GLs. So with that said, yes, Darth Rumpel will be getting Jedi Master Kenobi soon. As you can see, I am not far. So the huge key to maintaining Kyberll 3 at milGP was Omis. I could get into Kyberll 3, but I couldn't hold. I could maintain Kyberll 4 fairly easy until I got these Omis. Omis are your huge factor right here on countering not having any light side GLs. Alright, here's a list of Omis I just put together to show you lots of choices, mostly dark side, and what I chose out of these choices. And another point, this is all defense. I don't have an Omi I'm using on offense. That's okay, because now I can concentrate on what I have to use on offense. Darth Malgus, leader ability, and then go with the rest. Star Killer, start with unique, then go with the rest. Zam, I run her under Django in a 5 vs 5, and I run her under a Bosk in a 3 vs 3. I don't have Traya yet, but she is next. Ventress has an Ami. Darth Talon has an Ami that supports Traya and the trio. If you're going to do Traya and use a trio, you're definitely going to want to do Talon next. Of course, my Savage. I use a Savage lead with Star Killer. This is a comp right here, and my Malgus is another comp. 3 Omis right here gave me the strength of like having 2 GLs on defense. Qui-Gon always gives me multiple battles or holds. First Order TIE Pilot with Kylo and Mass lead always gives me multiple battles or holds. Krennic has an Ami. Princess Leia. This one I've only been using on 5 vs 5 when I can use all the rebels. 3 vs 3, I'm always using Han, Chewie, and Luke. So there's no room for her. I've been using her on offense as a backup player. Wampa has an Ami. Indian Verso is a great Ami with Imperial Troopers when you set that up right. She's either holding or multiple battles for sure. And these 2 players, Omis as well, just showing you there is choices out there. And then there's light side Omis. I don't have a lot of light side tunes, so I have to use dark side Omis. So with that said, you pick what you want to use, but I'm telling you, out of all these choices, where I'm at now, Malgus, Star Killer, and Savage were the 3 key that made it to where I was holding Kyberll 3. Not just getting the Kyberll 3, but now I can sit up in Kyberll 3 and hold it. Okay, back to GA. Let's go check out my comps, how I set it up, and how we did this. My first opponent here is a Shardmate. We've been battling each other since 2016. We've sniped each other out of our crystals. So this was really cool that it happened at this particular moment, and I got to make a video out of it. What is even cooler is, look at the score. 671 to 670. The main reason I was able to win was, this is a huge key factor, I have 5 strong defensive teams. He had 4 and 1 weaker one. I was able to use all my leftover tunes I had left to beat that weaker team and come back for the win. I'll get to that in a minute. So my lineup, since my ships are crap, let's take a look at my ships to show you they are crap. Not my favorite part of the game. So enough said. But yeah, anything new? No, not even well, I'm close. I'm halfway to the executor. Halfway. But at the moment, this is what I have. I would say 99% of all my opponents have ships. So that's why it's a handicap for me. I can't remember going against an opponent that didn't have either one of these. If they put one of those on defense, I don't have anything strong enough to beat it. So you saw what I put on defense: endurance, the finalizer, and home one, and then just a bunch of crap, which leaves me the negotiator, the chimera, and the malevolence. And with those three, I can usually get 1 to 2 battles out of back there for plus points. But yeah, there's my ships. So my lineup, you want very, very strong defense up here. My Malgus with Sith Empire Sith, Sith Empire Sith. Use both. His leader and unique works with both Sith and Sith Empire. Padme, because she's going to require a Padme, a Gas, or Darth Revan or a strong comp to beat. Gas, same thing. Going to require Gas, a Darth Revan, or something stronger to beat. Jedi Revan, Yoda, and Jolie, same thing. Mirror match, Darth Revan, something stronger to beat. And then a GL. It doesn't have to be Palp. I just have Palp in this situation, but put one of your GLs here. I like Palp with Malik and Watt. So this is a strong defense setup right here. Now we're going to skip and change the subject real quick. He had the same thought, a GL, strong comp, strong comp, strong comp. I saved Luke for last, and he's hidden in the second territory. That's just where I'll get to that later. But he had a weaker comp right here. It took me 3 battles, but like I said, all I had was trash. I had to come together with comps, beat one player at a time, but I did. And I got the win. So don't put a weaker comp with your other strong comps. It's not the way to think. You want 5 strong comps. Speeds real quick. Malgus 300. Padme 300. Gas 300. Jedi Revan 300. And SCE is 545, I believe. Those are target speeds. Alright, now down here. Yes, we'll go speed real first. Kylo Mask, yep, 300. Qui-Gon, he's like 250. I didn't even worry about it. And Grievous, I didn't worry about it. All health mods. You don't need to worry about speed on him. Nuke, 300. And my Savage is like 250. My Star Killer's like 270. So those are speeds. As you can see, I've got an Omi right here. An Omi right here. And check your Omis, because certain Omis have to do with GLs and what they do in the battle. So I have 2, and then an Omi and an Omi down here. I have 4 Omis below, which gives you the strength to close. I would say 2 GLs maybe, or they're going to have to use strong comps to beat this. If you notice, I'm using a Savage lead with my Star Killer. I'll get to that later. I am liking this setup. I'm not using Savage anywhere else. It's just something I came up with. Palp lead is very common. There's 16,000 ways to your Star Killer. Here's a few of those ways. Now, I love this way right here. It's offensive. I've been able to beat Rey with this team right here. So I did not, but I like Palp and Mara Jade on offense. So I felt I was losing too much on offense to put this on defense. So I came up with this team. But I like my Malgus leading another comp. So this was not going to work. And I couldn't find another decent Sith to stick here. Vader would work very well here. But I want my Vader on offense. So I came up with this comp. This is also 5 versus 5. But you get the idea. Savage lead, I'm not using them anywhere else. Night Sister I put in when needed, usually with Palp and Mara Jade. And Visas Mar hasn't been used anywhere else. It was perfect. So this is my 5 versus 5 comp and my 3 versus 3. I just take these two and this one. A Kenobi lead. See, Vader, just many, many ways you can use your Star Killer. This is my fave offense. This is my fave defense. Alright, those are your Star Killer Savage options. And notice how I have the same comp he has, but I have it on this territory below, not up top, because it is a weaker comp. So you draw your opponent down here. And where is my Commander Luke? In the back. Very strong comp for the back, especially having Stunning Stand back there, or Stunning Hand back there. Speed's back here, 300 on your boss. With her Ami, you're over 300 speed. Commander Luke is 300. My speed, my Doc is 275, and my Mon Mothma is like 220 with her bonus 270. Those are rough speeds right there. But you can see, you hit it once, that was it. Left. These two are usually always left, or he's by himself. So anyways, there is the back row, and quickly over their speeds. So what do I have on my ships? The crap of my crap. You got to put something there. So I put my Rebels, I put my FO, and I put whatever the hell you want to call this. All right, just stacked them with what the bottom of the barrel. What I have left, I use for offense. And there is how I set up and how this first battle went right here. Perfectly is planned. If he would have had a stronger comp up here, he would have won. So moving to my next opponent, Psycho Smiley, 7.4 milGP. Is bigger than me. Only 3 GLs, but he has a fatter roster and he has many Grand Arena Amis on the light side. So you get the idea. We'll go real quick over Dark Helmet to show y'all we were very, very close. 6.8. He has 3 GLs. Super great battle that was. That's what it should be. My GP versus his GP. Okay, now back to Psycho Smiley. So Psycho Smiley took one hit, got scared, took off. Alright, this is exactly what you want right here. No, I don't know, but he hit my GL one time, and that was it. So he knew he had to do it again. That's the point I want to make. Just say 8 milGP players in the Kyber 3 range versus 8 milGP players in the Kyber 1 range. There's a difference. They're probably more like collectors in Kyber 3 and serious players in Kyber 1. Everything is the same, except you notice I took SEE out and put in Kylo. So depending on my opponent's GLs and how I play, I'll swap out. LV, I always have him on offense. I have not put LV on defense once yet. I like to know I have the strongest player in the game on my offense that can solo almost anybody by himself on offense. So it's either SCE or SLKR on defense. And same thing, nothing changed down here. So what did I go against? Just real quick. See, his comp. Now besides this comp, there's no hand here. He put hand up here, and it made it somewhat difficult because I'm not used to that. But these comps are not like my comps. Look, no Omis. Makes it easier on me. Invest in them Omis. I think the back row is actually stronger. He has an Ami here. He has an Ami here. I got stuck. This was it. An Ami here. So he saved all that for the back. But his top row is nothing like my top row. You see? And he's a milGP stronger than me. So, when you're going against this, easy win. Not much else to say here on this battle. So, moving right along. Especially when your defense was like that. Alright. And then last but not least, this opponent 8.9 GP. Only 4 GLs, but he has a thick roster with many Omis and all ships. That's 2+ milGP stronger than me right there. You can beat him. There's a key factor in why I won this battle. Is why I was talking about earlier where I put my Commander Luke. As you can see, who is left? Commander Luke. 300 speed, 2 battles, gave up. I mean, it took him 2 battles on my Night Hose. It took him 2 battles on my Boss because of the speed. 300 speed Boss. And 2 battles, just like I said, it's always taking someone 2 battles with these comps. These 2 Gear 12 right here. There's 1 battle. But this is probably the weakest team. Anywho, Commander Luke should be in back at 300 speed. Easy. And a real quick to show you, we'll change the subject real quick. I said I wasn't going to show mods, but look what I got here. Because speed isn't everything. No primary speed. Offense. Offense, offense, offense. You can do things like that. So Commander Luke saved the day. Look, 4-5, 4-5. If he would have got Commander Luke, I would have lost. Well, maybe. As my Savage, 4 battles. Now, there's no telling what he was using, but it's still 4 battles. Qui-Gon happened to only take 1. See? Kylo at 300 speed, 2. And then, right here, this is a huge change. So, knowing I was battling a player 2 mil plus GP bigger than me, I was going to add a GL down here. But I was like, you know what? I'd rather have 2 GLs for offense. So, the second best thing to a GL is, well, Darth Revan. It's about the second strongest team that's not a GL. 300 speed Revan. Malik's like 280. And my Basti is about 300. So, fast, fast, fast. But as you notice, I took the Newt comp out and put Revan. Huge swamp. So, and I know I had to use something powerful here. But that'd be a huge thing. You could put a GL up top and a GL on bottom. Or I said, you know what? I'm going to save my GL and go the Darth Revan route. Because most GLs can solo a 3-player comp. Easy, it's not a GL. I thought of it that way. So that right there was a big change versus the 2 mil GP plus player. Never get the ships, but it's always a split. Usually they're stuck right here. Commander Luke for the hold. And once again, he has a decent wall, but not as strong as mine. No Omis, but it's decent, but not as strong. And the back wall was stronger. This team right here, she had the Omi, it'd have been nasty. It still took me 3 tries, but 4 tries on bugs. Man, I'm just not good against bugs if I'm not using Traya. And that's something I'm going to have to think about, because when I put that Omi on Traya and then Talon, they're not going to be killing bugs. Because right now, that's what I saved the trio for, is bugs. That's going to change. So I've been trying to play without the trio on bugs. With what I have left. So there's what I had to go through. And the 1 battle on top. Strong, strong. Would be strong if you would have put an Omi right here, but see this weak team? This weak team. If he would have not had such a weak team up here with the other strong teams, I might not have, it wouldn't have mattered. I didn't need it here, but it's that extra points I've been talking about. Don't put the weak team. Strong, strong, strong. Alright. And that is my 3 versus 3 setup. I'm just going to go over this real quick. We've got 20 minutes on the board. I'll have a 5 versus 5 video coming out. It's basically the same thing. Gas, a GL, an Omi FO, and my Omi Malgus, but they're all Sith Empire, Sith. Get that combo. My Omi Qui-Gon, my droids, and then Night Sisters, and then my Omi Empire Troopers. My Night Sisters will be swapped out for a GL or a stronger comp, just like I did in that last battle, depending on the GP or whom I'm facing. And then in backs, you see my Savage team. And then I use a Django lead. His lead gives 30 speed. Speed's very important, especially when you're out of tunes and you're faster, you're going to hold. Then with Omi, 300 speed here. He's like 280. They're all over 300 speed. And then, of course, my Rebels, and the Omi on her. This is where I use her. This is a great backup wall. As you can notice, all my opponents have not had anything like this in the back walls. So I know I covered this information really quick and fast. 20 minutes already. Just trying to skim through it. This is maintaining Kyberll 3. I get into Kyberll 2. I'm believing I'll actually be able to hold Kyberll 2 when I get my JMK. It's going to change things. But anywho, I have video coming out with the mods and all those comps, and then 5 vs 5 defenses, of course. Eventually, I'm going to get you some offensive videos. Well, thank you guys for watching. May the Force be with you.
Take your weapon. Strike me down with all of your hatred, and your journey towards the dark side will be complete.